Hello, peoples. I got heartburn. I think I know what the connection is. With the heartburn. I get heartburn when I eat too much pickle or like have too much stuff with vinegar and like salad cream and stuff. It's a thing. Anyway, yeah, not much has happened. I can't remember if I actually said before about the not going away on my trip to the Orkney Islands, the thing I was really looking forward to. I don't know if I said that or not. I can't remember if that was a thing. um, but yeah, like I either just before, or just after the last stream. I think it was just after. My vacation was cancelled because the person that I was going to like I was going to hang out with. Apparently, they have a family emergency, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, apart from the fact that I'm bummed out about it, and yeah. By the way, if my face looks puffy, I don't know what it is. It's because I just had a shower, and I don't know what it is, but it feels like I've been swimming all day. That's strange. Cool, because I wish I had been swimming all day. I like swimming. Swimming's fun, but no. I just had a shower, and for some reason, like I said, my body feels like it's been swimming all day. I even feel tired from it. What the fuck? It's just a random thing that's happening. Um, but yeah, so trip cancelled and blah. Got a full refund on the ferry tickets, so that was cool. And I got a refund from my friend for the train tickets because they couldn't be refunded, which means that I can still go as far as Aberdeen if I really wanted to, and I might just do that. I just need to find a friend that's in either Aberdeen or Edinburgh, because that's where I have to change trains at Edinburgh. So I get to pick between these two places. The only setback being is that once I get there, I am stuck there for at least one night. So I'm stuck there for a night, and then I come back in the morning. And hotels there in Aberdeen are actually super cheap. This is weird. In Aberdeen, the hotels for one night is around about 60 quid, $60. You know, like it's that's not too bad. I could afford it, and I have no money. However, in Edinburgh, the hotels in Edinburgh are like $500. Like £500. It's what the. It's like Aberdeen, which doesn't really have much going on. It's a nice place and everything, but it doesn't really have much going on apart from being quite near one of the locks, one of the most famous locks in the world. Um, or Edinburgh, which has like everything in it. It's like it's like the party capital of England. In fact, it's crazy. You know, I'd say that about Dublin, but they're super strict about lots of stuff apart from like drinking. Yeah. Um, they're weird. You know, there's still a bunch of like religious rules that they need to get they need to get over it. But whatever. But in Edinburgh, not so much. In Edinburgh, it's pie, like I said, it's pie capital of England. It's a whole thing. There's like and there's things all the way all around the just not like the old town and stuff. So there's like in the train station, near the train station, there is tons of things to do, and it's like awesome, but it's still $500 a night in the middle of Edinburgh. What the fuck? So yeah, if I'm gonna go to Edinburgh, I'm going with somebody, or I'm gonna see if I've got any friends in Edinburgh that I can couch surf for a night or something. Because that's nuts. That is nuts. Or I could just go to Aberdeen and have a semi-chilled night. You know, I don't know. So if you are in or want to visit the Aberdeen or the I know you said Glasgow, but that's wrong. It's not. It's Edinburgh. If you're in the Aberdeen or Edinburgh area, or going to the oh my god, oh, or going to the Aberdeen or Edinburgh area on the 4th of July, um, hit me up on a social media somewhere, and we can hang out. It'd be cool. If we go to Edinburgh, we can go and do we can do the park and the art museum and um, the castle. Even I don't know. I don't know how far away the castle is from the train station. Hmm. I do know that Edinburgh is quite hilly. Edinburgh's the one I went to. I've only been to Edinburgh once. It's like Edinburgh and Glasgow. Glasgow's the flat one. Glasgow's fairly flat and has a lot of rivers, I think. Whereas Edinburgh is super hilly. I've been there once. It's super hilly. It's crazy. It's kind of like Newcastle. When I went to Newcastle, Newcastle is in this big steep valley, and all the buildings are kind of like built that way. And it's like, how do people walk on these streets? Just like not just walking up them. I'm talking about like how do they walk down them? I nearly fell over like so many times. I twisted my ankle. What the fuck? So yeah. Anyway, that trip's cancelled, and like I said, I was bummed out about it, um, but I'm kind of over it. I feel really bad for my friend who basically has like I said, they've got a family emergency. Totally understand. Don't blame them. I don't think that they blew me off like on purpose. I swear to God, I don't think that. Um, and it's been postponed. I'm trying to think of it as being postponed, so I'm not super mega duper bummed about it. I'm just more like I'm just kind of like a bit disappointed because, like Orkney Islands in the winter in any time but the summer, apparently is fucking cold, so I won't be able to swim, and that's the main thing I wanted to do. So yeah, but whatever. I've got a first class train ticket to Aberdeen. It's a shame I don't know any. I don't have many friends that are in the immediate local area because I could just give it to them instead. Because that would have been cooler. Because now if I don't, I know that if I don't do anything with this ticket, I'm going to be bummed out. So yeah, whatever you choose, I don't have a choice in these things. The only real choice that I have is basically I I'm going to choose to go to Disney, and that's not really a choice. That's more of a gift. Like my presence with is for Damon because I don't really want to go to Disney, but he wants to go to Disney. So yeah, I don't really have a choice of where I go sometimes. Most of the times. Otherwise, every single weekend I would be in a different country doing something else. Cool. But no. So yeah. That's why this was so special. It's because like it's somewhere I actually really wanted to visit. And it's apparently where my ancestors are from. So that's fun. On my mother's side, that's apparently they're from the Orkney Isles. So yeah, I could have seen a bunch of my mother's side of the family genes, which might not be a good thing. Now that I'm thinking about it. Whatever. Postponed, not cancelled. Think positive. So yeah. It's kind of screwed up Damon's plans as well because Damon's right now we've got a house guest who is basically living with us for the next for the foreseeable future. I don't know when they're leaving or if they are going to leave. So yeah, but he was also going to have a friend over while I was away. So it would help if I was away for that period of time. But I don't know. I've sent a message to a couple of friends, basically asking them if I can have a couch holiday. um, so yeah, it's either that or just get a hotel room nearby, of which there are not many. Oh, except for that really fancy place that my mum stayed in. My mum stayed in this really fancy hotel that's like near Peterborough, and it's super fancy. It's very fancy. It's got an indoor pool. I'm gonna look up how much that is. I can come back from Aberdeen and then basically have a mini holiday to myself in Peterborough. I mean, it's not really a holiday, but whatever. You know, this acid thing in my tummy is really annoying. Oh, I edited the videos. Yeah, there were two because I did both of them and they're up and that's all cool. Yeah, yeah, it was the beach ball. I was like, I know I recorded a video with you guys, but I can't remember exactly what the other video was that I was supposed to upload. And that was, yeah, it was the beach ball one. Yeah. Oh shit! I was gonna show you my SP because I was playing with my SP because this thing's battery died finally. But the SP's battery died just before I came into my office, and yeah, I, I'm using this now because this was charged up. So yeah, crap. I was going to do that. Whatever. I was also thinking of maybe doing a LiveTUBBs weekly thing, but you know, since I already made the video for last week already, and it's been uploaded now and everything, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of was like, if people really want to pick one, then I will record it, but I don't know exactly what that would be. I was so bored that I actually tried to do digital art, and then the computer program, the art program, crashed on my computer and it didn't save. So I'm kind of a bit annoyed at it, and it put me off it for like the rest of the day. So I actually did that today, and I was like, I kind of didn't rage quit. I honestly just gave up. I honestly gave up. I couldn't do it anymore. I was so frustrated at that moment, and it was just gone. And it was like, oh my god, so cool. So yeah, my art buzz has kind of disappeared. That's fun. You know, I want to say it's kind of like artist block or writer's block or creative block or whatever, but it's not that. It's I've run out of drive right now, especially when my depression's on high. You know, it's kind of like that's it. I can't be creative because everything creative that I do, because it's influenced by my feelings so much, it's just gonna look shit to me. So it's just like no. I need to be in a neutral place at the least, if I'm gonna do art stuff. So yeah. Did I check out Mario Lands? I saw them. I haven't clicked on them yet. Mainly because every time I've had some free time recently, I've picked up the Game Boy instead. So yeah, I've been kind of busy though because I've had a lot of editing stuff to do to pay the bills. So yeah, I've been busy with that. I was busy trying to do art. Seriously, I was on the program for 2 hours. I thought I saved, but I didn't save, and yeah. I I do things. I really wanted to get out and walk and do and record that video. By the way, the leather video. I know it's a while ago that I wanted to do this, but I really want to do that. I kind of want to do that video. Ever since I filmed the beach ball video, I kind of have been like, I want to go do exercise and record the video. But it's been overcast to the point where it keeps threatening to rain and then doesn't. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Ow. Eh. I should have muted myself or anything, but that was a bit too fast. So yeah. Oh, what else? Yeah. So I haven't actually been by my computer when I've had free time. When I've had free time, I basically have been, doing other stuff. But yeah, I should not have had a Scooby sandwich. I had a Scooby snack, a Scooby sandwich before I had my shower. I like my NASA shirt. I can't remember. Is this on the back? Oh, there is, but it's all the way at the top. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just I'm perusing my brain as to what to do for the 4th of July kind of fall week, onwards. I might just I might just see my mum. That's kind of sad, but at the same time, I kind of want to see my mum. I haven't seen her for over um, I've seen her once this year, so I should kind of get down there and see her, I guess. But that's my big backup plan. It's not the backup plan, but in the very least, that's something that gives me something to do. It gives me somewhere to go. But I am seeing her like some point. I feel like I want a pity party, but I don't know. Every time I have a pity party, I always kind of feel a little bit annoyed at myself, mostly because it does feel a bit pathetic, and it does feel slightly narcissistic, You know, everybody, please like make me feel better in my pity party. I don't know. I shouldn't play with things when I don't have anything to talk about. But yeah, I just think that these nail clippers are so tiny. They're so teeny tiny. They're so cute. I mean, I can use them, but it's just that it's really hard to use them. Do I need to use them? I did need to use them. Kind of. So what's up with you guys? What's going on? While I get rid of this hangnail, or try to, with the obscenely tiny, teeny weeny nail clippers. They're so tiny. Got it. Just playing some games. Okay. You know, we have a house guest, like I said. And like I've been like working on and off all day today. And every time I go in the house, he's still playing one video game for like 6 hours. I don't know how somebody does that. I don't know how people can do that. I get incredibly bored of just like of that, you know. Yeah, teeny tiny. They're so tiny, and they even have the little tiny nail file. It's so small. See that in there? There's a nail file. What the fuck? For reference, this is a pair of actual regular nail clippers. See how it's the size of a finger? It's meant to be the size of a finger. And these are this one. I can make it even look even smaller. But see, it's so tiny compared to this to this one. Look how tiny teeny weeny is. See? It's obvious force. I can put my hands down here. Like look how look at the size difference between these two. I'm entertaining myself, okay? Give me a break. Alright. Whatever. I'll keep them on my desk just in case I catch like something. No, dude, you're not just supposed to say it's fine. Just say, you're supposed to say it's like, I thought it was funny. You're a real funny guy. I'm kidding. It's fine. Oh, I was supposed to bring my scratching fork back into my office, and I keep forgetting to do that. I really do feel like I'm whacked in the head. I don't know what's going on. Ugh. But yeah. I did the last time I was out of the house. I did check the area that I go walking, and it looks like it's been the grass has been flattened, so I don't have to worry about ticks, and I don't have to worry about like creepy crawlies crawling up my legs. And it does also look like it's not muddy, so providing it doesn't rain, I'm totally game to go film there and go out for walks again. That'd be nice. Just want to go out for a walk. I can't do that though, because there's nothing here. It's all very sad. But yeah, I also want to film a video. I do. It was kind of cool the last time that we did a LiveTUBBs weekly, because it became a LiveTUBBs filming video like straight away, like immediately afterwards. That was kind of awesome. Anybody see the videos yet? Anybody see them yet? Anybody like them yet? Anybody think they're trash? Well, so far, okay. I know I'm just kind of like just trying to find something to talk about, but fuck it. I'm gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel here. Like, I don't like wearing anything on my feet. I don't like wearing anything on my feet. But when I do, because I don't often have something on my feet, my feet sometimes sweat, and they are smelly. I have got smelly feet. But do you know what I found actually fixes this problem? And I might kind of like I'm sure somebody else has discovered this, but orange peel. If you basically eat some oranges and you basically end up with this orange peel, I lined the bottom of my shoes with it, and it not only feels really nice on my toes, like it feels like it's kind of like putting your foot into what are those massage things, like a massage slipper. I know those exist. It kind of feels like that, but it also gets rid of smelly feet. So yeah, it's apparently really good for like foot fungus and stuff as well, because there's like citrus oil, citrus oil, because the oil and the acid kind of like destroy foot fungus bacteria or whatever. I don't know. I don't have foot fungus. Foot fungus. I don't have foot fungus. I can't remember how that guy talks, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't exist on the internet anymore. But yeah, you know. Um, I remember like seeing something about it or something. It doesn't matter. Not so far, but I'll send you a DM like I did last time when I'm done. Oh, okay. You don't have to, but it's okay. It's nice. The last thing you want in your salad is someone's. Yeah, I can't remember how he talks though. In my head, I can't remember how I replicate. I could replicate that voice really good, but I can't remember how I did it. How I forced my voice to change that way. It's kind of like if I concentrate incredibly hard, I can change my accent very slightly, you know, or I could say individual words in a different accent, but that's an entire different cadence of talking. He's just yeah. I can't do it. It's like I know I've said this already before, so anybody watching this on playback is probably sick and tired of hearing about my speech impediment. But most people on the earth, most earth people, when they speak, they just speak. They basically make up a sentence as they go really quickly. I, however, have a really good, mind palace bullshit thing. Basically, my vision, I've got kind of like a HUD, and it's got information on this HUD. And basically, one of the things that I have, because of my speech impediment, is that I have a teleprompter. But I have to consciously make up the sentence before I say it. And one of the ways that I do that to change my accent, like when I say pants and all that stuff, when I basically say one or two words in a different accent, unless I'm drunk, apparently, is that I literally do just change the letters or add letters or something, and it's how I can say things like pants. I just change the way it's spelled. So yeah. Thank you, brain, for being broken to the point where I can't speak. I mean, you sometimes see me gesticulate a lot with my hands, and that's when I'm kind of like struggling a bit to kind of like put the sentence together before I speak it. Or you'll see me close my eyes, and that's because I'm reading. I know that's weird and stupid, but that's the way that I operate. I speak. That's one of the reasons why sometimes in social situations I am not shy. I'm not a shy person. I'm not even. I'm even confident. The problem is that I won't speak. I will mostly listen to what everybody else is saying, and I might contribute here and there, but I won't actually speak that much. And it's mainly because it's hard to talk. It's actually difficult to speak sometimes. So yeah. Fortunately, well, it used to be. Fortunately, it seems to be like a lot pushed away. I basically have things to distract me, so that I don't have to speak. So if I'm at a pub, I will have either food, drink, or my pipe to basically distract people from the fact that I'm not talking much. So that's helpful for me. So yeah. I need to relearn sign language. I did learn that in high school, but I basically lost it. Sign language is one of the things that was really easy to pick up. You know. Okie dokie. Well, no one's pointing obviously to something that I should be doing right now. So I might just leave. I don't know. You had a sign language course in high school. It was part of my when I was in high school. I went. I was trying to go through life-saving training. I basically took an extra class. Like since I was 12, I basically had like these lessons. It's just called life-saving. So you join a club and you go there. It's at the swimming pool. you basically you go there and you basically do lifeguard training and life saving training. So you do all this training on like saving people from rivers, lakes, the ocean, and of course swimming pools, bodies of water, and general life saving and first aid. So it's basically like a super first aid class and lifeguard training. And since I was 12, I went to these classes, and they were super fun. They were super fun. You got to play. You got to go to the pool at night. I know it doesn't sound that exciting. Oh my god! Actually, I was 8. I was 8 when we did that. Yeah, I went to these classes since I was 8, and I think I took like 2 years off um, to do kind of like a little bit of like military training thing, but it was a whole big thing. Um, but I went back there anyway. I went back there after I like was told that I couldn't be in the navy because of the whole height thing. They had a height requirement up until like the 90s or something, like the early noughties. The Royal Navy had a height requirement. So did like the police in the UK. You had to be certain feet tall and all that stuff. It was crazy. They had a weight requirement as well, but they kind of ditched that at the same time when they ditched the height requirement. So it was like, eh. Anyway, I digress so much. um, so yeah, since I was 8, there's life saving. It's a life saving kind of like class, but I kind of did it for fun so that I could get more pool time because I love swimming so much. Um, so I did this, and then when I was 12, I became kind of a assistant. Like I went through, I got my gold, bronze, and silver medal in life saving because for some reason the qualifications that they give you, the certificates that they give you, are ranked this way. I don't know why, but it's like A is gold, B is silver, and C is bronze for some reason. And like 1 year I got bronze, the next year I got silver, and then the next year after that I got gold. So I'd done all of the tests and stuff, which was fun, and I became a kind of a teacher's assistant when I was 12, and then I basically was almost an instructor, like a full-on instructor. I was basically like the guy that they got in to assist the class and then take over the class if like the teacher was busy or they weren't in. And one of the students, I think it was a couple. I only talked to one. One of the students was they were deaf. Were they deaf? Yeah, they were deaf, and basically they sign language. They knew sign language, and when I was in high school, because I was in high school at the time, they had these courses on communicating with people, with deaf people, and I took one because basically, I wanted to be able to talk to this person in private because they were funny, um, and 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 actually communicate with them like efficiently. They could read lips and stuff, but I just found it more easy to do like the hand gestures and stuff. Plus, it helped me gesticulate as well. Sometimes when I'm gesticulating, I sometimes do some sign language. Anyway, the high school was doing this. I basically just ended up taking the class, and now I can read lips, and I could do sign language, or at least one of the forms of sign language, because I really hate this. One of the things about sign language is that, and in some courses they'll teach you this. there's a lot of them. There's a lot of different kinds of sign language. Just like, you think that there'd just be like one English sign language. It's kind of like universal, but it's not. Like the English sign language actually contains like 300 different kinds of sign language, and it's like, oh, it's a pain in the butt. Fortunately, the English sign language is they're fairly similar to each other. So I learned this form of sign language, and then I learned his form of sign language, because basically it was just like minor differences. So yeah. Weird requirement. Oh, you mean the height requirement? No, look it up. Everywhere around the world, they basically had this kind of like most police forces and most, army and navy and air force and all that stuff had height requirements. They had height and weight requirements. I think in China and a lot of the Asian countries, I think they still actually do. It's just it's only fairly recently that they stopped doing this, which is annoying because I am just under what the height requirement was. So it was 5'10". So yeah, I'm like 5'7", 5'8". So yeah. I have no idea what I've done to my leg. Oh, by the way, when I was 15, I became a lifeguard. So that was fun. Not. that was fun for like a month. That was fun for like a month. The second I got back to school, because in the summer I was a lifeguard, and then like summer ended, went back to school, and I was still a lifeguard, and it was fun for the part when summer holidays were around, because all my friends could hang out at the pool with me. But the second that it ended, it became boring because my friends couldn't be at the pool all the fucking time. Lame. And then you find out again after the first month. You then find out that you are basically a janitor, because for safety reasons, the janitors at the pool can't go into the pool area for safety reasons. So you have to do all the cleaning up. You have to do the hosing down the tiles. You have to run the giant squeegee over everything. Yeah. They did actually have like people that were trained to actually clean the inside of the pool, like when the water was in it and stuff, and people who did the maintenance. But that was considered pool maintenance, so that's kind of like a job requirement, you know. So yeah. Hey, Panda folks. Understandable. Yeah, I get it. I get why it's understandable, but we had one of these open plan pools where even though you had to go through a fucking corridor, the the locker room was considered to be part of the pool. At least the janitors thought so. So we had to clean up everything that happened in the fucking locker room as well. So that was great because the janitors wouldn't go near it because it's connected to a mini pool, so that it basically washes your feet, you know, a mini pool that's connected to the main pool. It's like so much bullshit. Seriously, so much bullshit. Ugh. I mean, if you're going to make that argument, then you could say that the entire building is technically connected to the main pool. So, you know, whatever. Yeah, if you're going to be a lifeguard, it's boring, and also you become a janitor. Just a heads up, because I was basically like, once I finished high school, I was kind of like, I quit being the lifeguard at at that pool, and I was kind of excited because it's like I've got so much experience at being a lifeguard. I could always just be a lifeguard somewhere. That would be great. But I found that this arrangement happened everywhere. That literally all lifeguards are basically bored janitors. So just know that you're bored janitors. You don't get paid as well as a fucking janitor, and also you have to keep up with the latest the latest life saving exams. You have to be tested every other year or so to keep your certificate and stuff. I think it's actually every 5 years. You have to pass a test every 5 years and stuff, and it's like it's a thing. It's like, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, if you're going to become a janitor, if you're going to become a lifeguard, then know that you're going to be a janitor. So yeah, it's stupid. So, what are you up to, Pan folks? What's going on? I might go soon because I've run out of things to talk about. I mean, I could go on more about how my shoes feel nice and comfy because I've got orange peel in them. Or about this weird pain in my leg. Like, I don't know what it is, but I mean, it is my bad leg, so it might just be that. It might just be kind of like super old surgical pain on my leg. It just feels like I've damaged something in my leg, and it feels really bruised when I touch it. Just on one particular part, it's like there's a string going from the base of my knee, or where my knee is supposed to be, all the way down to my ankle. Just one or two strings, or big bit of rope that's in my leg that is bruised, and I don't know how that happened. But for the past week, that's like been a thing, and I don't get it. It mostly hurts when I actually stand up if I've been sitting down for a long period of time. So yeah, I don't know. That really is it. That really is all of my news. All of my news is gone. I have no news. You just got off work. Cool. I think I might just go back to being bummed out. I said in my brain that I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling tired, and of course I yawn right after I say that in my head. You're gonna go find yourself something to eat now. That's nice. I kind of want something. I want a hot dog. Why are you bummed? Oh, so many reasons. So many reasons. And at the same time, no reason. Because that's sometimes just how depression works. Because awesome. God, my life is awesome. My therapist tried pulling this card on me the other day. they actually tried to pull this card on me the other day. They were like, well, to be fair, they did say that it's probably not going to work, uh, and it didn't. But I thought it was hilarious that they tried to pull this card. But they actually said it's like, given that you are living in this point in history where like you have so much compared to what people had in the past. You have so much free time to explore all of this, all your creativity and all that stuff. Given that you have all of this stuff now, as opposed to somebody who was even only 50 years ago, basically didn't have as much as you, didn't have as much stuff as you, and didn't have as much free time as you. Um, like, doesn't that make you feel a bit better? That you weren't born in like the 1200s or something. I can't remember what date she actually said. I think it was like the 12th century. Whatever. And then I basically was like, are you serious? Are you serious? My life would have purpose and meaning, because it would, depending where I was on planet Earth, there'd definitely be some kind of weird religious bullshit reason that would give me a purpose and meaning for me. I would have things to do every day. I would have things to occupy my brain and my brain head. You know, or I would be like, assuming that I have the level of intelligence that I had, that I have now, because I keep coming up with ideas that I already fucking invented. It's really annoying. That I would probably be like super super rich and super famous, and like a hugely successful inventor or ideas guy. There's just like, I'd be so much happier in the past. What are you talking about? Lifespan wise, probably not so great, because despite what people keep saying about, it's like, oh, that's so unhealthy for you, all that, that there's stuff in the food that's super unhealthy for you and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, we know that now, but in the past it was infinitely worse. They didn't know what food could just kill you, what substances could just kill you. They thought mercury would like cure you of everything. They were crazy. But even then, it would be a short life, but I would definitely feel more fulfilled and happier, and wouldn't have enough time to feel depressed. And they were like, yeah, I didn't think that would work. But I love that they tried to pull out the, your time in history card. It's like, ugh, no, that's not going to work. Yeah. It's like there's like, I watch the atheist debate stuff sometimes on YouTube, because sometimes it's funny. Sometimes hearing what the weird conspiracy theory people are saying is entertaining. Although it is kind of like a bit humiliating to the human race. It's still funny that people think that the Earth is flat. That we didn't land on the moon. The moon truthers, they're hilarious, and even some religious people are just like so up their own butts about their religion. It's so funny, and it's just, yeah. So yeah, I watch this stuff, but yeah, somebody said that there's on these shows. I just want to get this out there because I found it hilarious. It's such a really good put down. I've got to remember it properly because it was like a month ago that I saw this. Um, Somebody said that, well, there has to be a creator, and I don't think that textbooks like have the age of the Earth right, because of the population and how quickly we've advanced and stuff, like technology wise and stuff like that. Because in all of this time, in in all of the textbooks say that human beings, the human species, has been around for, like, what is it, 150,000 years or something crazy like that. That's a long time, and for most of that time we were hunter gatherers. We were hunter gatherer. This does sound interesting. Really? I was just kind of vamping. But yeah, that for most of this time we've been hunter gatherers and stuff. Only fairly recently in human history have we basically done agriculture and towns, cities, all this stuff. And that this can't possibly be true, because, like, what was everybody doing? And also the human population would be supersized by now. There would be like 100 million people, 100 billion people living on Earth. And this guy was like, he was adamant that he was correct because of these facts, that it just doesn't make sense to him that this is a thing. And he was like, the person that basically was debating him was like, how many life-changing inventions or ideas have you come up with in your entire lifetime? And the guy was like, well, none. It's like, right. It was just like, he kind of destroyed his whole argument right there and then. And it's so funny because it's like, if you think about it, and he did explain this more afterwards, if you think about it, it's like, there are, at the time that Einstein existed, that he was alive, um, there were like a few million people on Earth. There was like a few 100 million people on the planet, not billions. And there was one Einstein. One Einstein. There were more people. Then we got things like, Stephen Hawking. Hell, if you want to call him a genius, I'm not going to. I think he's just a bit of a butthole that kind of stole a bunch of people's ideas. Steve Jobs. You know, even living people. Like, who's the Microsoft guy? It's like Bill something, isn't it? Bill Microsoft. God damn it, can't remember. But you basically, we've got like, it's only like one every billion people or so we have a genius, somebody who's going to change the world with an idea and stuff like that. And that's why basically the humans have advanced so quickly. It's because the conditions were perfect for a genius to survive long enough for his breakthrough to basically be passed on for the generations, and then the next genius, and then the next genius. And that's why we advanced so slowly, because the population was kind of like halted by natural disasters, people just not living correctly. Sorry, I'm just thinking of Atlantis. Like, turns out you can't live underwater. That was a no. you, just people not living correctly. All of this stuff that halted human evolution to this point, to that, human idea evolution to this point, and stuff like that. And also, the textbooks are kind of wrong. It's sometimes we weren't mostly a hunter-gatherer like people for most of human existence. A lot of people, Bill Gates, thank you. Yeah, a lot of the people, for most of our existence, we learned pretty quickly about agriculture, about human husbandry, animal husbandry. We knew a long time ago about like making settlements and villages and even towns and cities and stuff like that. It's just that a lot of the ancient civilizations have been lost to time. It's just that they're so old that it's gone. I mean, you can't probably remember more than 4 generations past yourself in the past. You have no hope of going back thousands, millions even. It's just there's no hope. That all that stuff is gone in his dust. It's like it's never going to be found. It's never coming back. They're still making discoveries about things in the past. So it's all been done before, but natural disasters and shit basically wipe out humans a lot. It happens a lot. Hell, about 10,000 years ago, we were about to die. There was only a few thousand people left on Earth. It was to do with like climate change and stuff in the past with ice age and shit. It's a whole big thing. Um, so yeah, this guy's argument that it's like it just doesn't seem right that we advanced so quickly just now, and there's so few of us. There should be billions and billions and billions of people, and we only existed for a shorter amount of time because this just doesn't seem right. It's like, well, you didn't seem right either. So yeah, it's just funny. I just love that argument. I know that was a huge diatribe um past past what we were talking about, but I just love how the idea that my therapist was trying to pull the you're living in a unique point in history card kind of reminded me of this argument that this guy made. It's like, yeah, because I've done this. I've done it in my head. The whole imagine if you lived in a different point in history kind of thing. Um, Life would still be awesome because for the most part, I wouldn't know any better. You know, the people that built the pyramids, they're not slaves that built the pyramids. They were super well treated, paid workers. Like, oh my god, they were so well paid. Um, like the people that built the pyramids, like they had an awesome life because they didn't know that we were going to live like this. I mean, yeah, if they knew that we were going to live like this, then basically it was kind of like, yeah, or aliens. Don't, Panafox, don't. I really hate. I'm starting to really detest the lack of faith that the people who believe aliens did all the shit that people did have for people of the past. I kind of hate that so much. I hate that so much that people who think that aliens built shit is like, yeah. I'm not saying that aliens didn't build the pyramids. I'm just saying that it's like we know that aliens didn't build the pyramids. Never aliens. So I mean, basically, I did watch, like I said, I watch weird conspiracy theory bullshit sometimes, and I did see a really funny argument, and I was like, yeah, but there was a weird argument that aliens um went to Earth in the past, and they made people dig for gold on Earth. Aliens made people dig for gold on Earth. And other precious metals and stuff. Yeah. Um, Aliens with spaceships did this. Do you know what a lot of chunks of rock that are just flying around space basically have. Even you don't even have to go outside of our solar systems. They have a lot of precious metals on them, like a ton of precious metals on them and stuff. Even if you want to say that it's like, oh well, our planet has a bunch of like water and stuff, and they needed that. It's like that's also on those rocks, and most of it, in fact, is water. What the fuck? Where? If you have a spaceship, you could just just plant yourself on one of these asteroids and then like take it away. You know, there is a weird thing. We just think it's part of the solar wind and the intergalactic medium that basically pushes away a bunch of the Oort cloud. The big cloud that surrounds our solar system of stuff. There should be way more stuff in this cloud, and there isn't. Basically there isn't enough stuff in this cloud. From what scientists say, that studies show all that stuff. That there should be a bunch of stuff in the Oort cloud that isn't there anymore, and like people are like aliens, and it's like no, our solar system is moving incredibly fast through space. It's just it kind of just blows away. Some of it's going to blow away. That's what they think anyway. They don't know it. It's probably not aliens, but it could be aliens. That thing could be aliens because they don't need to come to Earth to probe our stupid planet for little scraps of resources when all of the precious metals and all of the water and all of the everything that the Earth is made of is out there. It's out there. They don't even have to go into the inner solar system. It's all in the fucking cloud. There's a ton of it. Anyway, I know shit. I know a lot of shit. It's so annoying. I know way too much crap because all of this stuff is funny. Whenever people are saying it's like it's aliens, they're just interested in us. Even it's like, oh please, oh please. They did like this weird equation thing to work out how many planets with intelligent life there should be according to all of the factors. If you put them into the like the what is it called, the Drake equation? Is it the Drake equation? There's a bunch of these equations that basically try to figure out how many how many Earth-like planets there are with intelligent life on them and all that stuff. And it's like they're usually wrong because they come out in the millions or billions or something crazy. It's like a crazy high number of how many civilizations there should be of us in the universe and stuff. But then somebody added on the stupid factor. I love the stupid factor, which basically is like it adds on how many times in human history, in Earth history, we have faced catastrophe and like the probability of survival for that species and stuff like that, and the millions and trillions and the millions and trillions number of how many civilizations in our own galaxy, it went down by a factor of like millions and trillions. Basically, there should be about 10 in our galaxy. If we ever get outside of our little bubble of human influence and stuff, it's we're gonna probably meet 10, if not just one, before we blow ourselves up or something. Because yeah, So right now, if you look up at the sky, you can see about 10. Unless you're looking at another galaxy. And then there's probably about 10 in there. There's like 10 of us. 10 of like humanoid, probably mammalian ape like species that are at this technological level, also looking up at the sky right now. Wondering if anybody's out there. It's kind of like, that's kind of cool if you think about it. But yeah. Hey, legend. I know, scientific bullshit talk with Tubbs. It's always fun. But yeah, the likelihood of like aliens coming to Earth is just, it's super crazy low. It's super crazy low. Because they would probably be around about our technological level. Only because we are nowhere near sending other people to other planets yet. We're kind of close, but not really. We kind of want to, but at the same time, we haven't done it yet. So yeah, it's kind of like, if we're not even that close, then they haven't got really a good chance of leaving their system just yet either. So it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Definitely not within our lifetime. It's really annoying. Wasn't that like a York's cast thing? With like, how long do you want to live for realistically? You know, like before you get bored of it, because nobody's going to be like immortal forever for the whole universe length. You know, it's like nobody's going to do that. They would get bored super quick. And somebody basically said, aliens. They want to live until they see aliens, at least until they see aliens. Like not the film, like actual aliens. And I was like, actually, that's a pretty good answer. I like that answer. I want to live 100 years after, for 100 years after we see aliens, just to see what happens. That's a good one. If I basically could like pick, how long my immortality lasts and all that stuff. I mean, I already know the answer to this question, because it's like, if I could continue living, I don't really have a set amount of time. It's basically whenever I want my existence to end, I would like the opportunity to pick as it happens, just so that, yeah, I don't get bored. But way too long to wait. Well, you don't know. I kind of want to see, I kind of want to see what aliens look like. What actual aliens look like. What actual intelligent aliens look like. Because I do believe that we're gonna like see, at least within the next 100 years, when we send all of the tiny probes and all that shit all the way to the next star or whatever. I bet you we're gonna see at least plants. The next Earth-like planet that we see, I bet you we're going to see at least plants. I bet you we're going to see microbes on Mars and stuff. Like in our system, I bet you there's microbes and shit somewhere on one of these planets. At least. But we go over to the next system. We'll go to Alpha Centauri. That's the closest star system that has an Earth-like planet. We go there. We go to the Earth-like planet, and the probe sends back information, and it shows us plants. I bet we're going to see at least plant-like stuff, or stuff like that. Our planet's been around for a long time. Our planet's been around for a long time. I think it's like a bit longer than Alpha Centauri, but I'm not entirely sure. I have to look that up. But yeah. So yeah, in another couple of 100 years or so, maybe another couple of 100 years, 1,000 tops. In the year 3000. Oh my god, that's busted, isn't it? Is that busted? Year 3000? It's just the same, but we live underwater. And your great granddaughter is pretty fine. Pretty fine. God, I hate that I know that that's busted. Do you know why I know that's busted? It's because the nearly 50-year-old man that I live with really likes busted. Yeah. Panafox is rhetorical. I'm going to tell you the answer anyway. You don't have to ask why all the time. Well, are you asking why he likes busted? Is that what you're asking? Because I don't know. Actually, I do. He's a crazy person. Seems to be what I'm attracted to. Insane people. Well, excuse me. Okay. You are excused. So the last time somebody said that, they got all butthurt because they were like, "Well, excuse me," and I was like, "Okay, excuse." They got like really butthurt and uppity about it, and it's like, well, then don't say what. I want to play Game Boy now. Or not right now, but yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I watched the Nick. I bought it. It was $40. Why? It was $20 for the HD season. So basically, and it's only 2 seasons. And I watched it all, and I loved it. And what the fuck? Why is it? Why is there not more of it? There's only 2 seasons. What the crap? Holy shit! I thought it was worth it. I thought it was worth it because Chris Sullivan is super nice. Like, wow. I love him. Um, even though he's probably related to me. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, I did not know that Taserface could be that hot a lot of the time. Although they do play it a bit fast and loose with the whole um, perioditis, which is probably an actual medical term. But you know how basically some TV shows really want to nail into your head that it's a period show. Basically it's made in a certain period of time. You know, kind of like Stranger Things does. Only, yeah, it's just that the further back in time that you go, the worse that perioditis can get. What show? The Nick. It's called The Nick. The Nick. Put a K in front of the N. So what I'm talking about is that basically, like, you know how Stranger Things basically is just like, it's got like it's got like a bunch of 80s nails, and it's got like a nostalgia hammer, and it just wants to nail all of these into your head all the time. It's the fucking 80s. It's like, we get it. We get it. It's in the 80s. We get it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it when it's like that. However, I can overlook the Nick, because the Nick is set in the year 1900, and then the year 1901. The problem with perioditis going back this far in time is that they name drop all the time. So basically, if there's like a new invention, if there's an invention that's happened relatively close to the year 1900 or the 1901, they will basically not shut up about this thing or this procedure that's been invented, or this like or like this person invented that, or like, have you heard about um, the new X-ray machine technology that's just come out, that's being invented? Have you heard about all of this shit? You know, yeah, the Nick. Basically, they do that all the time. They do that for everything, and it's just that it's just so unnatural because it's added into the way people speak, and it's painful, and I don't like it when they do that. I hate that so much. Um, like I said, it just isn't that natural. It takes me out of it, even though it's supposed to make you feel more immersed in the time period and all that stuff. But yeah, all the costumes are great. The architecture is amazing. You know, the way people talk and walk around and stuff, fantastic. You know, it's just, yeah, it feels weird. Oh. Um, the acting's not bad. Um, I know the actor, the main actor in it is called Clive Owen, and I'm like, I know him, but it can't be the person I'm thinking of. But I looked it up and it is, and it's like, I still don't believe that. It's just that he plays somebody that's, I've never seen him play like that before. There's some cute characters in it. There's some very attractive women, and I absolutely love, you know, the early 1900s costume, like the fashion of the time and all that stuff. It looks really good on everybody. Oh, I want those suits. I want those suits so much. Um, yeah, like beautiful women. Nudity, nudity happens all the time. Mostly women. Um, you don't get to see penises or something like that. I do not understand why they cancelled this show. I don't understand why they cancelled this show, especially since the is it like the second from last episode? The second or third from last episode is like my favorite, especially with the actor. You know, the taser face actor, that guy, especially with him, because he's in a lot of it, and he's such a badass, and it's so awesome. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff to do with race relations in America. That does feel a bit uncomfortable because they bring it up a lot, and I feel like it wasn't brought up as much as they're saying it is. But you know, it's current year and all that stuff, so I get it, but it's just, yeah. Um, but yeah, it's just that this episode that in which Chris Sullivan plays, you know, he's in it a lot, um, and he's pulling the ambulance by himself at one point. he's just so, like I said, he's just so badass in this one episode. It's just, he's awesome. I love him. He's kind of like the good bad guy. You know, he's the anti-hero. You know, he kind of acts like a dirtbag, and then you kind of realize why he acts like a dirtbag, and it's like, okay. And by the end of it, you definitely are rooting for him all the time. He's just so cool. I like him. I like him so much. Um, but yeah, he plays an Irish guy. He's got a very thick Irish accent, a New York Irish accent. So yeah, I like anti-heroes. Well, he's kind of an anti-hero. He's like I said, he's more of a villain, but he's a lovable villain, I guess. You know, like I said, he pulled a hospital car. You know, basically like the ambulance. He pulled an ambulance when horses went away, and people needed to be transported. He picked up the is it the yoke? I can't remember what it's called. And basically, like, he was pulling an ambulance by himself. Badass. You know. So yeah. There's that one episode in which, yeah, basically a race riot happens outside of the hospital, annoyingly, between Irish people and black guys. So yeah, it's a thing. They have to evacuate the hospital, and that's how that happens. So yeah. Again, it's a whole thing. It's the year 1900. So yeah. Anyway, the Nick. I recommend it. It's cool. I do not understand why it was cancelled. I think it's very gory. There is a lot of blood and guts, but then again, the Nick is based on the story of the Knickerblocker, which is a hospital in like um, downtown Manhattan. So in the year 1900. So yeah, it's like there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable, squeamish kind of like blood and guts stuff. Um, so yeah. So I just showered, so my hair is kind of trying to stick up, and it kind of keeps moving my hat. I need to. I was going to have a haircut. I think I might do that before my mum gets here. My mum's visiting soon-ish. So yeah. Um. Yeah. Now I think I'm out of stuff to talk about. Unless you want to talk about him more, because I would. Yeah. By the way, that GIF that I found, it appears that GIF is from like episode 3 or 4 of season 1. I wasn't expecting it to happen just like absolutely right then and there. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah. But like I said, I do recommend it. It's funny at the very least. Um, it's interesting at the very least, is what I meant to say, not funny. So yeah, they do a weird thing every now and again. Oh, I do want to say I don't like the music design, because there's a lot of modern music, like not modern tracks. It's like they didn't use they didn't use period instruments, you know. So I was expecting like brass bands and you know, just kind of I was expecting more time period appropriate tracks, but they went heavy on the synthesizer when they were doing the score for this series, and that's kind of weird because again, it's set in the year 1900. So so lame. House. It's kind of like House. That's what I meant to say earlier. It's basically kind of like if House was set in the year 1900. So yeah, no jazz. What? It's not really jazzy. Like I said, it's more it's kind of synthy music. And at one point, it did keep there was like one or two tracks of the score that basically it imitates the sound my phone makes when it's vibrating, just a message, just that noise that my phone does whenever I get a message or something. And I can't tell you how many times I was like, what? Yeah, nothing there. Um, so yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only real criticism that it has perioditis, and also the music doesn't really match. But I mean, it's like it's not bad. It just doesn't really match. So yeah. Jazz is more coming around in the 1920s. Yeah, there's also a couple of times where there's like they reuse a couple of sets, basically because they didn't. I mean, I don't know why they did that actually. There's like one apartment building that they go back to a couple of times, and there's one exterior shot of like that seems to be multiple people's houses, even though it's already been established. But this particular brownstone is the main doctor's house, not the main administrator's house. But they sometimes do that, and that's weird. It's like, yeah, I'm guessing that's just a cost saving thing. I don't know. Which more period shows did more music period shows? Did more music period? Yeah, I mean it's not like I don't really mind if they did like remixes of like music of the time. If they did like a modern remix of it, like the X Men movies did, you know, the X Men First Class onwards, those movies, whatever period they were in, they would basically take a track that kind of sounds like it's from, you know, a modern day track that kind of sounds like it's from that period, that time period, and they would tweak it a little bit and put it in the background somewhere. And it was kind of like, I like that. I like that they did that. If they could do something similar to these shows, then I'd be okay with that. Um, for example, Charles and Magneto. Is it Eric? He's got a really generic name. I can't remember. Um, at this club in X Men First Class. They're at this kind of like a stripper club, and it's the backing track of like Crazy or something. It was a modern track for the time, and they basically played that because it sounds very 60s, and it's like, yeah, yeah, that was cool. I recognized it immediately, but it was like, I like that they did that. That was a nice touch. That was cool. Ragtime? What's that? Along with the African American music boom in New York, because it's always New York. What are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, I kind of wish that they did stuff like that instead. You know, just there was another TV show that was set in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, in London. I think it was called Mr. Selfridge or something. It was based on the famous shopping um, shopping center or something, like the world's first shopping center or something like that. Anyway, yeah, they did something like that there, where they remixed some of the music from the time to basically make it more modern, and it really was good. It really did kind of immerse you a bit more into it. It was nice. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go. Now that I've talked about the Nick, it's good. You should totally see it, but I mean, like, don't spend $40 if you can pirate it or find it somewhere else for cheaper. Then yeah, do that. But yeah, I would definitely kind of like order this on DVD, so that I can watch it again. I mean, technically, I can watch it anytime I want because it's on my phone now. But it's like, yeah, it's something that I would get on Blu-ray or something if it was available. Um, and yes, it's mainly because I like the actor. I like that particular actor. Um, but mainly because it's kind of like, that's my ancestor. That feels like it's my ancestor. Or at least my American side of my family. Like that guy's my ancestor. It's like a great three times removed uncle or something. Um, just the Irishness of it is just like crazy. He's got a really good Irish American accent. It's funny. But yeah, he's such a badass. Do they have DVD of it? I'm pretty sure they do somewhere. Pretty sure they do somewhere. Okay, so if anybody wants to ask me anything or say anything, now is the time. I know Roscoe didn't watch the movies that I posted, but if anybody is a patron and they have seen my movies that I uploaded, the Beach Ball and um, the Pipe Time one from a couple of nights ago, um, let me know how that is good. How they liked them or didn't like them. I'm okay with constructive criticism. I'm okay with that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna do the belly rub and belly salute in just a second. I'm just trying to wrap everything up here. I will be probably live tomorrow because I'm trying to. I will try to pick a new category. So yeah, I'll have to check them out. Only if you want to. I'm not forcing you to or anything, but yeah, do that. Yes, I'll be on like probably tomorrow because I do want to get the new category going, and so that I've got something to do when I've got more free time, and I'll get depressed with my computer because it decided to crap out on me when I was trying to actually do something arty. But yeah. Ugh. Belly rubs and fart. Belly rubs and belly salute. I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever. I'm going to play on the computer for a little bit and then I'm going to go to bed. I have a massive spot right here. It's so annoying because it's one of those spots. It doesn't show up on camera. Awesome. You can kind of see the shadow of it. Anyway, it's one of those spots. If it's like around the mustache or like in the crevice of your nose or something, it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. And I'm gonna forget that it's there, and then I'm gonna just scratch it, and it's gonna be like, yay! I get to be stabbed in the face. At least it's not in my nose, because that was painful as fuck. It's like a tiny shotgun was shot right in my right there. Ouch. But yeah. I know, just super fun last minute thing to say. So yeah, whatever. Have a good night, guys. Toodles.